Regional news, highlights, school happenings, local politics. What's going on in your neighborhood? You're going to find out right now. You're listening to the 815 Has Problems podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
All right, live from the Hive. What's happening?
The Hive. I'm loving that phrase, live from the Hive.
Brother, I've been saying that for a year, and we've never been live from the Hive. We are live from the Hive today, though. I'm JV. That is El Presidente Aladdin, Danny Story.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Man, I'm feeling great today.
You convict, you.
I am whoa, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Freedom!
Oh, it's going to be a good one today. Go ahead, take it, Danny. Who we got coming up?
Hey, first of all, everybody, hello and welcome to the 815 Has Problems podcast as I adjust my microphone and sit up. First of all, thank you guys for being with us. It has been an interesting week. We have a ton of you in our inboxes talking and engaging with us on our stories. Thank you for that. Second shout out.
Lots of sponsors want to come on, too. There's a ton of them.
A ton. So a message to you folks, for all of you that are sending us messages about sponsorship, we are going to start prepping that up within the next, I think we're doing it by Friday. So
yeah, we should have everything together for him, yeah.
So by Friday, we'll start responding back with all of the information, the rates, what we're going to be doing, and then also get ready to start booking us live. We're going to bring the Hive on location to you. So sponsors, businesses, restaurants, heck, I don't know, clothing store openings. It is what it is. If you're in the community, we're going to come to you.
You got a pig farm, we'll be there.
Oh, absolutely, man. Let's go. I want a hayride. I'm a different kind of Middle Eastern. I love pigs. Hey, Raj, pie in your eye, Pillai. How are you? And welcome to the 815 Has Problems podcast. Finally, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Danny. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's great to be out here with you and Justin.
Hey, pleasure to have you,
It's
man.
a good time, man. Raj, you got a lot going on, man. Let's, Danny, where do you want to pick up at? I think we kind of have to give a background. What's Raj done? Why is he here? What's going on?
So take a moment to introduce yourself. You're running for Will County Treasurer, correct?
Absolutely.
What is your background? I know it comes from, your business background, what you studied is, but why are you getting into this position? What is treasurer? Why do people need to pay attention to these things? Introduce yourself, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm a CPA. I'm a United States Navy veteran, and I'm running for county treasurer. I've done this before. I ran for school board back in 2021. That was an interesting race, and that's kind of how you learn about local politics,
Sure.
right? You get into a local race. And the reason I want to run is, I'm a CPA. After running, the county treasurer race in 2022, we did pretty well. We didn't win the race. It was like a less than 1% loss.
Oh, wow. That's actually incredibly good.
Yeah, we actually won on election night by about 500 votes, and then we lost 2 weeks later by mail-in ballots.
I know a lot of people that lost in Will County by mail-in ballot.
Yeah, so it was 0.9%. It was just crazy. But we still had more votes than any other Republican in Will county race.
I mean, look at Jim Riley. He had won the sheriff's race.
Yeah, the same thing happened to him and I.
Weeks,
yeah, same thing.
Absolutely.
So the reason I wanted to run is that it made sense. I want to serve the community, but it doesn't make sense for me to run for state rep or Congress. I just want to do something locally, and I'm a CPA, and I could work with money.
With the veterans too, you've done some good work there, exposing some fraud. Can you kind of break that down for me? Because I'm not a real scholar on that.
What man, how much time you got?
All right, we've only got an hour, so if we could get the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, listen, this segment, give us a minute.
What happened was a whistleblower came up to me and said there was a problem. They didn't want to talk to me in the beginning, but eventually they did. And I went on a crusade. And I actually ended up suing those guys. I talked about it with you before on the Aurora Township thing. But yeah, I had to sue them in person because that's the only way to sue a bunch of people all at once. It was 7 people. My hands were shaking. And I think you could watch the video on my page. But, eventually they all resigned, and I became president, which I might have been the youngest president of that commission, maybe ever.
What was that commission?
The Veterans Assistance Commission of Will County.
Sure.
It's actually a separate government body that's governed by a whole different law. And it's all veterans that are on there that are not elected, but they're appointed by VFWs and legions across the county.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't want it to be elected, because then politics gets into stuff.
Instantly.
That makes sense.
I got appointed by the Plainfield American Legion. Shout out to them. And then I became president. And that year was like the best year we had in history up to that point. More veterans served, the most claims processed. And I guess 3 years later, now it's even better than that.
Plainfield American Legion?
That's right.
PAL?
That's right.
We're your pals. Yeah. I like that. I'm sorry. It just popped in my head. That's great marketing. Go ahead.
But check this out. The Attorney General's rep came out there. The VFW came out there. The Agro County Watchdogs, who I think you might know.
Oh, yeah.
Came out there. Guys. John Kraft.
John Kraft's a great man.
They did a phenomenal job. And we ended up actually getting the state law changed from everything that happened there. I remember walking into a meeting one time. It was a closed session, which I was supposed to be able to go in. And they kicked me out. And because they kicked me out, the Attorney General's people actually wrote a specific part of the amendment that a commissioner can't be kicked out of a meeting.
And this is wild. This was what was so gangster to me. After that, after he got done with that, he walks in when there was 6 of them or 7 of them.
There were 7 of them there, but it was 8 people sued. Yeah.
So 7 of them. He walks up. He goes, "This is your lawsuit. This is your." He's like Oprah. Everybody gets a lawsuit. It was hysterical.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're getting sued.
Unless you're getting sued.
Right,
but that's like.
And they didn't understand. Well, look, here's the thing. I don't have any issues with them. They were actually really prominent members of the veteran community up to that point. And I tried everything to make sure that they understood, the gravity of the situation. And they didn't. So I had to take that approach. And I had to raise a lot of money just to do that lawsuit. But, it was, in the end, if I were to do it again. And I lost the election probably partly because of that.
But you did exactly what our incredible veterans have always done. They have always fought tooth and nail for what is right.
And
it was tooth and nail.
And while we're saying that, I just want to say shout out to all the veterans right now and all of the active duty servicemen and women who are in harm's way in Iran. 4 of my younger brothers are all active duty. I have a Marine and 3 Army. So, when people think that I'm talking shit about the war in Iran, but no, my family is affected by that. You know what I mean? I'm not asking those guys to go do anything I wouldn't do. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, but we have to acknowledge them. And I know we took a hit on our page last night for a meme that we posted about the spam callers not coming in, but everyone has to you just lighten up and take a laugh a little bit, man.
It's funny. I guarantee. Listen, there's a video going around of one of the rockets coming into a U.S. base, and it hits where all these trucks are, and
the guy goes, "That's my truck.
That's my truck." Listen, I assure you, the veterans that are out there have just as much of a sense of humor as we do. God bless them.
You have to, man.
God bless our troops, and of course you know what? I'll just say it. Our fallen troops. We
lost a couple.
We've lost a few already, and God be with their families.
Yes, sir.
But that's a big deal. Like you're doing all this work with veterans, and in Joliet, there's about to be a location opening, right?
Yeah, there's actually part of that. So once I got into the office as president, one of my initiatives was, and we need to move into a better location, bigger location. And the reason I did that was there was an abandoned building. I mean, they bought it for the county, but it was just sitting there.
Are you talking about the old Silver Cross?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to ask, why didn't we ever just open that as a straight up VA?
I have no clue.
Because that would have been the perfect spot. There. Silver Cross Hospital was down on the east side of Joliet at one time. They then packed up and moved to New Lenox, left that facility empty, and then I think
they left it empty.
Yeah.
And I brought it up. Hey, why aren't we in there? Because it was bought for the VAC.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there's a bunch of gym equipment for the VAC that was sitting there for years. So now we can actually use it. And then I said, we're going to move in. But then at that time, I heard that the county executive's office wanted to sell it to the Joliet Township. You know what happens a week later? That $8 million grant for asylum seekers comes out to the Joliet Township. And I'm like, what's going on here?
Oh.
So I set up I was the president at that time.
Yeah. Well, did you hear about that?
I set up a special meeting, right?
I did.
I set up a special meeting to discuss this. And, some people were furious that we were going to discuss that.
Of course.
I didn't know what was going to happen. And I went into the Joliet Township meeting. I said, we're going to set up a meeting. So there was a huge hoopla about, you can't talk about this. But eventually the grant got canceled.
What do you mean you can't talk about this?
No, so what happened was...
it's political pressure.
Oh, it is. Well, it is. So Angel Contreras was the Joliet Township supervisor at the time. So this guy, this is the guy with felony DUIs, just got picked up for revoke. Now they're revoking his probation because he was driving on a revoke.
My goodness.
While on probation for his 3rd DUI, which is a felony. The guy's a fucking mess. Anyways, so listen, this gets even funnier. He was the supervisor for Joliet Township. So then after all the heat came on from all of his DUIs and shit, he steps down but still gets paid by the township to be a political consultant.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
That.
Well, not political. Excuse me. He was a consultant to the township, right?
Don't do what I did. Give me a check.
Right. So then he works for Wheatland Township. He's getting a check from Wheatland Township as a consultant.
I did not know that. I live in Wheatland.
So this guy goes and applies for.
They're everywhere.
Goes and applies for an $8 million asylum grant. Doesn't tell anything to the city. Well, he says that he told the city of Joliet. There's some speculation back there. Him and Tonelli had some talks, but I don't think he ever really told them he was going to go through with it, and just went and put him on the hook. And then the mayor of Joliet's like, "What the fuck? Like, I didn't do that." You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean we applied for an $8 million asylum loan?
You want to know something? This is going to be wild. So, the prior superintendent who gave the $500,000 away to her friend at the VAC.
Sure.
Guess where she went to work? The city of Joliet. And guess who was behind the asylum grant? Was that woman?
Really?
Say it.
Yeah. Her name was Christy McNichol. She actually was behind that grant. McNichol.
That's super white of her.
So anyway, this was like all connected, with this whole building. And I don't know if we were going to rent from. They were going to sell the building, and the county was going to rent from them for the VAC. But just imagine you buy a house, right? You got a mortgage and you're building equity, but now you're going to sell it to somebody and rent from them.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
What sense does that make?
None.
So I did like a present value calculation because I'm a nerd and I'm,
right.
I can
You're
do it.
a numbers guy.
So I sent it to every board member. I sent it to the county executive. I told them, well, this is a bad idea. The taxpayers are going to lose, I don't know, $5 million or whatever the number was. So yeah, we shouldn't be selling it. We should be renovating it and moving the VAC in there. And now they're going to have the
These
VAC
guys are like,
in there.
the Indian kid's telling on us. You did the math.
So eventually, you know what happened? They found the money. And the veterans are going to move in.
Thank God.
Probably early March, and I hope I'm invited to the ribbon cutting.
How can you not?
So is this at the Silver Cross property then we're talking about?
That's right.
So
the Copperfield building is what they call it, but it's going to be called the Veterans Assistance and Support Center.
Well, that's great because I thought it was going to just go to waste, man. And you see, it's literally a big hospital, man. That just they just shuttered one day.
I pushed for it, and when I wasn't I was president the first term, but there's another gentleman that took over, and we worked through the whole thing, and now we're going to finally have it open. They're actually in there now. We're fully operational right now, actually.
Nice.
Ribbon cutting's not coming up yet. I think that regarding that, the news cycle's probably going to get controlled.
Speaking of news cycles and people trying to control news cycles.
That is too funny.
Holy cow.
Yeah, because the ribbon cutting is the primary, right?
Shout out Marnie Pike at the Daily Herald.
I might be the first one that...
Have you talked to the...
Oh, of course I have.
Someone's going to have a bad day.
So you guys might be the first media that's even mentioning it. Who knows?
Bro. Listen, so here's the thing. I want to get into a couple things here because, you've never had the opportunity to come on the show, introduce yourself to everybody. And obviously there's some things tied to that with our last guest, the mayor of Homer Glen, Christina Trekkie. Yeah. And there was, an opportunity, I guess, missed for you guys to come together. What was the story here? Because, the more we're finding out and, to JV's, not defense, but to defense, the stuff that we're learning has been mind-boggling. It's a phenomenal time. We'll have conversations on the phone. I'm on speakerphone. It's me, him, and the missus. And she's like, I told you so. And he's like, shut up. Don't say that.
Right.
It's hysterical.
Our mutual friend sent me a message, and he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
He sent me a message, and he goes...
Was it The Hobbit?
No. Oh. It's Raj and I's mutual friend. And he sends me a message, and he goes, so... Blaine betrayed you. Constantino's crazy, and you had to admit your wife was right. All in one day, that's a rough day. So if you don't have friends like that, I don't know what to tell you. But what happened prior to, so you have to understand, anybody who is in the Trekkie clan, as she says, right? You're just not going to come on here. And the problem was...
you mean before?
Yeah, prior to this. So we tried to get you on with Jennifer Bertino. Yeah. She sat here. She's a great person. I love Jennifer. You know what I mean? She's a good person. She's a very likable person.
I have no idea who that is.
She's the Will County executive. She's a Democrat.
Oh, okay.
But she's
Let's bring her back on the show.
She's a great person. She was my substitute teacher when I was in 8th grade. I have a memory like an elephant. It's kind of weird, right? But she's related to a family that I had went to school with for 8 years. So I just
got the elephant reference.
So we try to get an eclectic mix in here, but if the other two people have this hard on because they're pressing a different agenda, then no one's going to get a voice here, and that's what was happening. So we couldn't get you on, and now we're here, right? And so I think it's a great discussion. We have a big reach. But there's a lot of things that are going on in Will County people don't know about. You know, there's a lot of things. And I think this is a great question. He's a veteran. He's on the Veterans Council. We have someone that's allegedly gotten $80,000 in free tax money.
Oh.
Or free taxes.
Oh, my God. Wait. And he's a treasurer. That's so great. Listen,
I know. Great.
That was
Running
awesome.
for.
This is why we're doing this, because I fail. He holds me up. He completes me. No homo. Listen. I already told everyone you got a wife, dog.
We're going to get lit up for that.
Bring it on. Those words are mine and mine only. So here's a question for you, because you know this better. And maybe we're wrong on this. Maybe there's protocols and procedures we don't know about, but that's why we're here, is to ask some questions.
Absolutely. This is a perfect person to ask.
Perfect. You're right on the money. So we have a scenario where someone they hop along and they say, okay, we're going to say that my husband is a minimum of 70% disabled, which is what the code is to not have to pay property tax,
That's
right? Mm-hmm. Well,
I believe
can you still be deployed
active
duty in the military, go and be deployed, and still be considered 70% disabled outside of the military? Because
that's interesting. I do not know the answer to that question.
So supposedly, and maybe it's true, I don't know.
I could check with one of the veteran service officers at the VAC.
Because I guess it's something where if you're considered, I hear you, and I apologize for speaking over you, but it was something that was said where, and we don't know this answer, is does the veterans, does their classification, can they be 70% disabled on their end, which is what qualifies for the tax break, and that's fine, and we can't ask about it because it's HIPAA and all that stuff. Is that the case? Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
the only thing I can say to that is, it's one is a state law, and the federal laws govern the military.
Sure.
There might be some differences between the two.
Absolutely.
But I'd have to check with a veteran service officer to see what the answer is.
Can you look into that?
That's a really
and the interesting
question.
part of the story is that allegedly your opponent in this primary has been the one helping this tax fraud along. So there's that.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Oh, this is, man.
I know shit.
You constantly see. This is why we're friends. It constantly gives me awesome surprises. So seriously, if you don't mind, I would like to ask a request, a favor on behalf of the community of Will County and the 815, if you can look into this, because we're talking about $80,000, and if it's legitimate, God bless, it's legitimate. But if it's not, and you're trying to take from the community, and you're still trying to destroy the fabric of it.
Well, it's not only that, but you've got a big voice. You're out here talking shit about Troika. You're making all these these statements about other people that aren't true, and we've debunked a bunch of shit that's not true. So you know what? If you wanted the spotlight on you, come on
here
out.
It is. Here it is.
I'm tired of fucking playing with them. I'm being honest with you.
Well, one of the other ones, you showed me this post that they made on the Makalong page, I call it, the 500 person versus 30,000 page. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But they made this crazy post the other day, and we're just like, oh, really? Hang on, let me scroll back in the phone. It's just like I just destroyed that lie, that lie, that lie, and that one.
It's retarded. Excuse me, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And can I just add one more thing to that? I mean, it might be that both
you've been a
things
victim
are
of
legit.
this.
I don't know that, but it could be that.
It might be.
Yeah.
But we'd like some clarification.
And because disabilities can happen for many reasons except physical, right? I mean, a lot of times it's PTSD. It's very mental.
Right.
Sure.
And most of those people, they live, day-to-day lives. They, with all
and
the
that's the thing. If that's the case, by all means, you got it.
We would never try to disparage a veteran at all. That's not the point. But
you signed a piece of paper that says you're willing to die for us. No problem. But
absolutely,
are we following the rules?
It's are we following the rules? Because the person that's connected to you is putting the spotlight on herself and making a big fucking deal of herself, making all these wild accusations.
Right.
Like we found out that this guy that she was saying was being paid money as a consultant for Homer is not even being paid money as a consultant.
It's insane.
So if you're going to put yourself in the spotlight and you're going to start calling people
names, how about putting you in a position to get sued? That's so much liable. That's so much defamation.
And then they come out and say that Severino would have had a great defamation suit against me. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Your Honor, listen, I said it, but here's the thing. It was bad information. Well, who gave you that information? Oh, Aaron Del Mar.
Right.
Sorry.
Exactly.
I mean, here's the proof. Oh, thank you, sir. You have a good day.
That's exactly right. Bring it on.
Let me ask you a question, man.
Yes, sir.
Because you're a victim of this. There was a judge that at one point had donated, I think it was something small, like 100 or something, $500, whatever, to
like a small amount.
Yeah, to Christina Trike. No,
I mean, it's not a lot,
but whether it's a penny or $10,000.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean, you're grateful for every
But
donation.
the reason why I say a smaller amount because it was like a courtesy donation, right? Like,
Sure.
hey, right, it's something this guy did, and he did that for Mayor Troike's campaign, and this group, the Hobbit and her crew, they came swinging at this judge, cost him his election.
Really?
Yeah, and then you're in a situation where you're getting shut out of conversations. People are starting to talk, talk shit about you and swing at you, and then Trike is helping you along the whole way. She's always wanted you to do well. You guys have a good relationship, and all hell is breaking loose because.
Well, I mean, I think
what's going on?
The proof is in this primary right here. They didn't have to primary you. You know what I mean? They didn't have to
doing?
primary.
Yeah, you know what? I'll talk about that.
You
openly.
should because
and,
what's going on?
Here's the thing,
because the voters are ultimately the ones that are going to have to deal with the wrath of
Yeah.
this ridiculous freaking
I'll address it openly.
BS
like,
that we're doing.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest, the Republican Party primary or any party's primary, even the Democrats, it's a family discussion, right? You want to discuss it amongst each other, figure out who the best candidate is, and, move forward. So my approach was always, let me talk to Carmen first, because they wanted me to run for county clerk. I said, no, that doesn't make sense. I want to run for treasurer. This was a long time ago. I mentioned it to the chairman, the county Republican chairman, and then this came up, and I heard, hey, this gentleman wanted to run. And I'm like, okay, let me talk to him. I sat down across from him. I talked to the other people in Homer. I talked to the chairman just to see, hey, let's have a strategy together. What about you help me run for treasurer? I almost won the race last time. I mean, I had more votes than any other Republican. So I was the highest performing Republican in the county. I mean, I literally scraped everything off the floor to win. That's how hard it was.
Oh, it is hard.
And I mean, as a Republican, especially with to get that many votes,
especially with that accent.
It was. I tried to change my accent for the show, Danny.
Sorry about beating on the table, Brian.
So, I tried to be as open as possible, but I found out that he's running, and I didn't know. But then I was like, well, I don't want to primary another Republican. Eventually, I came to the conclusion, kind of like Reagan did, that I'm going to do it to save the party. And here's the thing, there's two schools of thought, right? Anyone should be allowed to run. I could see that. But the other school of thought is the party should help the right candidate move forward.
Well, that's that's wishful thinking, brother. The party is so broken over the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, I mean there's every
no
party.
Respect. If there was a boss
at
the top, if there was a boss at the top, the rest of the family wouldn't be acting like fools.
Right.
Everyone trying to grab power and be a schmuck.
Absolutely. And here's what I did, right? At that point, I knew that I couldn't get support from, previously the people that I supported. And I had no issues with anybody. But with Christina, Mayor Troike, I was using other people's, just views of her to make my judgment.
Well, that's what the problem was. It was here.
And a lot of people were doing that. And I was like, I've never spoken to this woman. She sat across from me. And if she's listening, she told me, I want to help you. And I was kind of taken aback. Like, I don't know if I want any help is what I told her. And she said, I'm going to help you anyway. She literally said that. And I was like,
I said the same to
came
you
back,
to get you on my show.
And I talked to everybody. Look, I talked to everybody and it said, she wants to help me. And I still was like, man, these people are my people, right? I can't do that. But eventually I sat down with her and it turned out it's a genuine person.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I believe it.
And for me, it wasn't just Mayor Troike. It was other mayors, former state reps, current state reps, former chairman of the Republican Central Committee for Will County,
David.
George Pearson.
Or George.
Who's now back as the chairman.
Not yet. No. I'm not saying I shouldn't, I'm saying that he's back, but I'm not I don't think he's running.
He said at the Will County meeting.
Well, you were there.
Yeah, he's back involved.
He's going to be involved.
He's going to start working, helping with campaigns. And that dude's incredible.
He's the one that actually asked me to run the first time, and I still give him crap because he was also in the Navy.
Was he?
Call each other shipmate. So anyway, so this happened. I'm collecting support from anybody in the county outside of that. So what people are realizing is that also builds a coalition, right?
Sure.
So I've built a coalition with people that support me, and naturally, just Mayor Troike happens to be one of them, and she's been great. She's helped me. She's got a great campaign operation.
But this speaks to the issue. This speaks to the issue.
Why should I, reject someone that's actually wanting to help me?
On hearsay and gossip, right? Here's the thing. They want
that's
you.
Right.
They want you to believe that this person is this. And listen, every mayor that I've ever talked to has got people that don't like them, right?
Of course.
This is extremely disturbing at the level that they've taken this. I sent Danny a screenshot today. There is actually a YouTube channel, and I'm not going to put it up. We're not going to show a link to it.
Oh, I didn't. I don't know about any of this.
There is a YouTube channel dedicated to this lady, and I know it's The Hobbit. Really? They've only got 28 followers. You know what I mean? But I know it's The Hobbit
and the Blade. The Hobbit and the Blade.
But here's what I'm saying, man. Like I understand the fight with the farm, right? That they got going on over there. I personally, I love the Bankstons. I've been there a million times. They're good people, but I can't form an opinion of a person because
of what they're
everyone's being like. I told you the other day, the Hobbit said there was a drone flying over this guy's property, and he blamed it on Troiki. These people are fucked up. You know what I mean? So,
the mayor is sitting in her office. I'm gonna fly a drone today.
Right? Could you imagine? Hi, I'm running for lieutenant governor, but I think I'm gonna get my drone out and fly it over this guy's farm later. Fuck. Anyways, sorry, I gotta stop using that word. My wife's gonna kill me. But the point is I only knew what I was told about her. Right? I was only being told that she was this and that, and never my wife was always like, why didn't you just reach out and see, even if she says no, she's not coming on, at least you gave her the opportunity to get her opinion out. And we were just never able to do that because the other two would have thrown a fucking fit, but I mean, I'm all about the conversation. We don't have to be best friends for you to come on the podcast, right? It's an information source, right?
Absolutely.
We don't all have to be friends, but at the same time, we have to respect each other too, right? And so when this podcast just started turning into the Troiki bash session, I was bored with it. And if you look at some of our old podcasts, they were down to 40 minutes because I was like, I got to go, man. This is it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And so we're back, and we're back in a good way. But I mean, I get what you're saying. You can't just be listening to what everybody says just because this person had a blow up with this person. I mean, these people are crazy running around with body cams on it. Fucking,
it's unreal, bro.
Come on,
it's unreal. Body cams? Dude, the Hobbit blew me a wink and a kiss when she was leaving that Will County meeting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because where I was standing in the back, and she was sitting in the room for a minute, and this guy says something quick about her so she can have her highlight moment, and then she goes to dip. And walking out, she looks right at me, and she goes...
And then went to the police department and said you were stalking
her. Went straight to the police department. The alleged rumor is that she either threatened or said, this is allegedly.
We say that a lot.
They hate when I say that word.
Well, they do. You ever see them in the comments? That's all he ever says is allegedly.
Well, yeah, because I don't know for sure. So that's allegedly. She went to the police department and filed a police report that I showed up at the Will County meeting to stalk her. Sweetheart, why is it always certain people that worry about being stalked that they would never be stalked? It cracks me up.
Because it's the grandiose vision of themselves, right? They have an overinflated sense of self-importance.
So because of all this, Mayor Troiki is a victim for a while. You're a victim for a while as well. I'm going to read a text to you guys that I got, and she has no idea I'm about to do this. So if you're listening, I love you, boss, but I got to read this. So this is what we've been able to accomplish. I get a message from Mayor Troiki.
Oh, I got a text from her last night too.
Yeah,
that was good shit. Yeah, it was really good stuff.
She goes, this was Saturday after the Montino event. She goes, another feel good for you. I'm in Montino. 2 women came up to me, gave me a hug, and said they are so deeply sorry for hating me as they have. They said they heard me on the podcast for all the times that they attacked me. I never went off on them and shared things of their past. I also had a guy from Joliet named Rocky tell me he was proud of me for standing my ground all this time. Yep. And he wanted to shake the hand of one of the strongest, toughest ladies he ever met. He said many people in that room saw who was right and who was wrong, and even told Mendrick he's lucky. I'm sorry. Holy cow. My bad. Rick, he's lucky to have me. Sorry, guys. Love you both. Either Hydrick or Mendrick. Hydrick. Oh, that would be a sick tag team name. The Hydrick, but don't like a WWF. Mendrick or Heidner, God bless you both. Run for it. Kill it. Crush it. Dabrowski, love you too, buddy. Anyone but Bailey. Hashtag. And told Rick he's lucky to have me. So this is the after effect of all these people taking all this time. These 2 women, not all these people, 2 women, mostly the Hobbit. To try to...
That's true.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's a fair statement. Yeah.
To bring all these people to have issues with each other. And like you said, you didn't know what to think of the mayor because you had to, you were listening to your group. Unfortunately, your group got infested. But, luckily you have a brain that says, all right, they're all shunning me out because I'm not going with exactly what they're telling me I must or must not do. You opened yourself for a conversation.
Right.
What was your experience with these people coming at you?
Here's the thing, right? You guys read Sun Tzu's Art of War?
Yeah.
Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a few years
Come
on.
closer to the mic.
I had a few years
come
of time
close.
on my hand to read that.
Yeah. So what happened?
Oh, me too. That's where I read it. Shout out Ottawa County Jail, OCJ in the house.
Here's the thing. I've had people attack me. I've been called a white supremacist. I think I told you that.
That's
that
hilarious.
cracks me up because it can only be people on the phone with you.
Yeah.
They can't have ever seen you and been like, oh.
Anyway.
All right, let him talk. Let him talk.
This, so for me, when they attack me, right, I could choose to react.
Right.
And I see a lot of reactions on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Candidates jump in and, they want to really defend themselves.
Yeah.
That's great. But now you're jumping into the fight that they wanted you to be in.
Right. They just goaded you right into it.
It's easier to just campaign and outmaneuver them.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
That's what Sun Tzu said. I mean, and I don't know what exactly he said, but basically a campaign has many components, right? You got to raise money. You got to be likable. You have to engage with people, stuff like that. You got to do that in order to win campaigns. And Republican candidates are at a loss because sometimes they don't have that training or have that mentorship. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just campaigning.
So, Raj, we have a question from you live from the chat.
What does it say?
Can you please ask Raj what he would do differently than his opponent on the current the current treasurer? I can't see the name because I don't have my glasses on. It looks like it says Leah.
Or it's maybe Linda. Oh, wait. Can he bring it up? There it is.
Lisa. There you go. Awesome.
Oh, okay.
This technology is unbelievable. All you guys got to check out Audio Hive, by the way. If you're a podcaster, you're starting out, you want to get a show going on, check this guy out. This business here is the American dream. These guys will hook you up. All this professionalism studios, that's awesome. I love this. Yeah. Answer the question.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing. A lot of people even say this on social media. The treasurer doesn't make the decisions as to where the money goes. That's the county board that makes that decision. Mm-hmm. Treasurer does mainly three things, like collect the tax. So he's the tax collector, invest the money, and pays all of the municipalities within Will County. Where he has the most control is transparency, eliminating, and transparency is where it starts. People have to know, the taxpayers have to know where their money is going and why it's going there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right now, the reports are like 100 pages. A county board member comes in, they have no idea what's even in there. There's 3 or 4 hours spent in a board meeting. And you know what? Mr. Brophy's sometimes not there when this levy situation was happening.
Sure. I remember that.
He might have a legitimate reason for not being there, but send a staff. The county board members had no idea how much money was
Zoom from anywhere.
And how much money was being earned on the interest, even if they knew what the reserve amount was. So letting the county board members who represent the taxpayers, like the taxpayers aren't going to look at this. The county board members represent them. So giving them that transparency, not only that, investing the money so we are getting interest out of it.
They're not currently investing it, or are they investing it poorly?
There was a situation where DuPage County got millions of dollars in interest. The last time I ran, I brought this up. And Will County we don't even know how much interest we got. It might have been zero. But it was ARPA money, right? The COVID money that came in.
Yeah.
So investing the money properly, making sure the cash flow is managed, meaning that if somebody doesn't need the money now, you better move it to at least as best an investment as you can. The treasurer has a limitation as to where he can invest it, but doing all of these things by bringing information to the attention of taxpayers so they can understand it in layman's terms, that's what I'm going to do better. Right now, you go on the treasurer's website, I could guarantee you, if you could tell me what that means.
Well, and here's why
I can't.
And here's why that's such a big deal, because I'll give you an example. Kane County Treasurer Chris Lawson, and he's running again. He's not being primary because no one was crazy enough to try to primary. This guy's amazing. He raised something like $64 million in interest off investments of county money.
He was managing cash flow.
But the Democrats spent the heck out of it.
Sure. Tax and spend.
And that's a really important thing for the voters to know the difference of what your job actually is.
Right.
Okay. So technically, your job is, and don't be offended by this, is a little bit more administrative and has to be, like you said, transparent. We're responsible for this, and then it's structural with the investments.
Right. And can I add to that, if you don't mind?
Absolutely, because I want to know how you're going to do it differently with that question. Go ahead.
Right. So if this was an administrative job, you could just appoint a treasurer. Sure. But here's the point to all this is the taxpayers are electing a treasurer.
Right.
Why is that? Because you are the protector of their tax money.
Correct.
And if you need to have the courage to stand up to people and tell them this is exactly what the impact is going to be of you spending that money, whether it's Democrat or Republican, that's the treasurer's job. in addition to doing all of the other administrative things.
And that makes
Protection
sense
of taxpayers' money goes above and beyond just the administrative part of collection, investment, and spending.
Sure.
It's beyond that. And that's what I would do differently. I would literally protect taxpayers' money, whether it's transparency, eliminating waste, whatever it is.
Lisa, which is what you're saying is not happening now.
Lisa, we hope that answered your question.
I hope so. That'd be great.
This is a big one I want to talk about. Data centers. So the data centers.
Good one.
Well, Will County is looking at some data centers. There's one in Coal City where they're looking at trying to put in, and I live in Wilmington's, which is right next door. So how bad are they? How good are they? What's the cons? What's the pros?
So here's the contention I have. I might go to the meeting tomorrow if I can make it, but I'm in the middle of tax season. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, that's rough. But anyway, data centers, so they are going to bring in a lot of construction jobs in the beginning, quite a few. And that's great for especially the unions. And I think that's a good thing. But, they don't need to be staffed as much. But I've heard something along the lines of 700 or so $100,000 plus jobs that are going to come. I think that's from the article, the Herald article. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's close. But here's the issue is that electricity, people are worried about their electricity bills going up. And those guys are promising that they'll upgrade the grid. That's great that you're upgrading the grid, but once you upgrade the grid, guess what?
Right.
Don't you think that that's going to also cost more to maintain that grid?
And don't they take a lot of water too? Doesn't it take a lot of water to run those things?
Yeah, I believe they tried to address the water issue. Maybe it is addressed, maybe it's not, but they're addressing that. But with the electricity grid, it's one thing to upgrade it, but the rate base, which is everybody else, is probably going to still get an increase. And that needs to be clearly addressed.
But Donald Trump at the State of the Union addressed this exact thing. And he said that these data centers are going to now, there's regulation where they're going to help them out where they will build their own mini power plant.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
They actually should.
And they'll get help from the government to be able to do that so the communities can actually make bank more off.
Right. And what you're saying is different from what they're saying now locally is what basically just upgrading the grid. And they'll pay for the upgrades, but
they're not going to pay the bill.
My question really is, and nobody's got an answer, how is that going to affect the individual tax bill or the electricity bill for each of the people that are paying ComEd, that are within that jurisdiction? And not only that, is there going to be a burden on the local municipalities as far as how they're going to maintain that grid? Because if that's on government property or whatever, there's going to be other costs involved. And my point is that we
build it for you, but you guys got to maintain it.
Right. Yeah, we got to at some point. Things are not so complicated. It's just common sense, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to upgrade something, it's going to cost money to keep that active. Right. Who's going to pay for that?
Right.
If you're just paying for the upgrade, what about the rest of
it? It was like when Joliet got this $500,000 little automated tram that runs around the downtown Joliet area. I was like, they got it for free, some grant or something. I'm like, well, that's great, but you got to house it. You got to pay for the electricity on it. You got to maintenance it. Who's doing all that? Did that come with the grant? No, it didn't.
Yeah, I know. That's extra we're going to pull from you. So here's this grant, beautiful thing. But it's going to be another cash grab. You got to love it.
So solar farms are another thing, too, that I like to talk about because people don't understand, solar farms and the wind farms, how much diesel oil it takes to run a wind farm. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about solar right now, but when you look at the wind turbines, right?
Yes.
They have to be on
green energy.
Yeah. It's taking oil and petroleum to run.
Correct. A lot of it.
And do you think that, honestly, and here's the funny part, if the oil companies thought that was going to be the way of the future for electricity,
dude,
they'd already be doing it. You know what I mean?
Dude, yes.
So when you talk about solar farms, how bad are they?
Solar farms are interesting. There's always mixed messaging on it as far as what it does to property values. Some people say, oh my God, my property values are going to go down if there's a solar farm right there. Other people are like, hey, it doesn't matter. But the point still is that it's volatile, right? People don't know what's going to happen. And that's a huge deal, especially in the rural areas. And not only that, once this happens, the cost of maintaining it, and there's several other things with solar farms. The issue with that is, though, right now, the state law allows solar farms to just go right in. The county governments cannot stop them from doing that. The only thing the county governments can do is they don't approve a solar farm from coming in. That's actually happened a few times.
Well, what about, because he's talking about the turbines. So let's just say someone grabs some plot of land, let's say right outside of Homer Glen, right? A little bit more.
Some farmland.
Yeah, some farmland. And they want to put up a bunch of turbines. Mm-hmm. Okay. And one of those blades snaps off that thing. and lands in the middle of Homer Glen. Like, very
really.
probable. That's one of the problems with that. And it is volatile.
Yeah.
Those things snap off and break all the time.
Well,
Really?
it's just the
That
infrastructure.
I did not know.
They do.
That's
it happens
so that's
a lot.
big deal.
It
Okay.
is.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that the bigger part of that question is you have to say, hey, these things are taking like petro and diesel and all that shit
Exactly.
to make them. Like, how is this green energy if it's run by diesel? You know what I mean?
greenish.
You know what I would like government to do? Create an FAQ, man. Just these are the common questions. Just answer it.
Well,
but
I
answer
think
it in
you
such
said
a
it
way
yourself.
You're asking for too much transparency.
And
but I'm asking for common sense.
Yeah, that's
Amen.
exactly right.
Amen.
And you said it yourself. When you come in, it's 100 pages for the bill, for the budget or whatever. And
Right.
how do you simplify that down? How do you get it to 20 pages? You know what I mean?
And you have to. And so what I used to do, I don't know if I told you guys, I used to work for a Big Four accounting firm, Ernst & Young. And I was an auditor, so I used to audit Verizon.
That just sounded white as it can be. Like,
yeah, maybe. So, it was BP at some point. Ace Hardware was one of my clients in the local area. So I looked at public companies that are traded on the stock exchange.
Sure.
The SEC regulates them, right? So what happens is that the amount of scrutiny these guys get when they release like an annual report with financials, it's got to make sense. It's got to have common sense. But if something's off, they'll send a comment letter to the company. And it was actually my job after I got out of auditing. I did that, like address comment letters from the SEC. We give them an answer, but then they take something out of that answer and ask another question. Then they ask another question. And eventually they get satisfied, but look at the government. Yeah. The government, whether local, state, even federal, they don't get that same scrutiny.
no, not at all.
No.
Why is that?
No.
And that's one of the reasons I'm running for treasurer, because why shouldn't I be in there, based on my experience, scrutinize how we're actually reporting all of these financial statements?
So here's a question that people, should know about you as your character. You are getting, some heavy hits, some heavy attacks from, idiots inside the party trying to primary you, right? Why deal with it? You're a family man. You're living your life. You can go live anywhere. You can do whatever you want. You're a smart guy. Okay. You dress well. Why take the fight? Why get into a cage to get punched in the face?
You know what? I'll be honest. I relish this in some ways, because if people like me don't step up, you just kind of wonder who else is out there, right? And this is not easy, right? I have conversations with my wife almost every day. I don't see my kids as much as I'd like to. And I'm a CPA. I have my own practice. I mean, I could make much more money doing what I'm doing.
Hallelujah.
Campaigning is hard, especially in a primary that's somewhat contentious.
Well, Val and I were talking about this last night. Like, people don't really come out in the midterms and vote, so it's hard already. You're already at a disadvantage to get them out there. Like, I think Val was saying like something like only 20%. You know Val.
Val.
I was talking to Val.
Val?
I've known Val for like 10 years.
Really?
We've been doing this a long time.
I had no idea.
So
What are they? Hermano.
So Val and I were talking about this last night, though. But yeah, it's exactly right. They don't come out and vote.
Right, and just to finish it off, like right now, the Republican
Party. The hell is in your mouth? We're on the show, sir. Get that out of there.
The Republican Party is, you guys already mentioned it, so broken. Whether it's leadership, even the precinct committeemen, don't show up a lot of times.
Sure.
So for me, I learned a lot during the first election. I mean, I got pretty close. And I wish the party would have said, hey, Raj, we're going to support you. Whatever you need, we're going to win this. We're going to get another seat in the county. But what happened was now the burden is on me. And it's a heavy burden, raising $30,000. I mean, I have to scrape money off the floor to do it.
Right.
And it's not my money. My wife said, we're not spending all that much.
Right.
And, I put a little bit
in,
but
course,
everything
you
else.
You still have a family to take care of, yeah.
Everything else is from generous people.
And some of these people, and I think that's very responsible, because some of these people that have money are just like, I'm going to throw $100,000 at it, and they think they can just keep throwing money at it to solve the problem.
But
it doesn't really
I have
happen.
to sell people on my plan. And you know what the plan is? Is that I wanted to create a model campaign that the Republican Party can then use as a template to move forward. And we have meetings every week.
It's funny he says that.
I think I invited you to if I didn't. We have a campaign meeting every week. We've got an agenda, got a social media chair, event manager, campaign chairman. Shout out to every one of those folks, by the way.
What's up?
Amanda, Nick, Nora, Betsy, and the entire fundraising committee. So we have this.
I was hoping for some cool names, not going to lie. I was like, okay, where's the rest?
Yeah, not like.
I want to be Raja.
Yeah, right. So that's what I've been doing. So let's hope we get through the primary. We have something.
That's actually what's been working.
This is about not just me.
No, it's you're right on the money, and this is a big deal. I want to point out the Republican Party. They have this philosophy of they're going to show up whenever there's an election season come up. They're going to show up and say, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm a Christian. I believe in family. Give me your vote and give me some money." It's like literally walking up to a girl and being like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Let's bang." Like there's no getting to know you. There's
I've been married for a long time. I don't know nothing about that. That's all on him.
No, for real. Listen, it's
hey,
ridiculous.
This is all on you guys, okay?
See, but here's the thing. You want to know why you've been married for a long time? Because you took time to develop a relationship. You got to know each other. You built trust. You showed up and you guys went on dates. You show up and you get involved in the community.
Oh, yeah. I'll be honest.
That cycle is 10 times harder and longer to build off of.
Very difficult.
But it is 10 times more solid as a base.
And these alliances that I've built.
And these people refuse to do that kind of work.
That's
what's been so successful for Aurora and for what we've been doing in with Rentaria's program, with the Break Bread Go Red program. That's mine and his thing. And we have built incredible relationships. The things I've said about people, bro, and they can't even move me an inch off my platform. You know what I mean?
And one of the
people don't see that. So instead of throwing money at it, you have to build those relationships because people in Illinois are sick of having things thrown at them. They're done with it. You want to know why Democrats win so much? Because they're at every single damn community thing you can find.
And here's the thing. And
you're absolutely right.
This is fair to say, though. Here's the thing. You know why? Because any inner fights that Democrats have, they handle that shit behind the scenes.
Because the punishment over there is banishment and exile, and then they'll take, which is fine. That's how they operate.
But the point I'm making is
they
that
operate like gangsters. I'm with you.
They do, but when they come out, it's not like, oh, we don't like this person, or we don't like this. Like, okay, we're all on the same team. We're gonna fight behind closed doors. When we come out here, we're all gonna smile.
Well, no, when they primary each other, it
doesn't happen very often.
Oh my God, it happens a lot where they primary each other. Where someone's more of a moderate centrist Democrat, because the war inside the Democrat Party is moderate Kennedy Democrats, the Democrat Socialists of America.
Well, I think that people forget though that a lot of the old. Okay, so we used to govern from the center, right? We used to be closer towards the center, and so a lot of like Catholics, for example, there's a lot of Catholics that are conservative Democrats. Like they don't believe in abortion. They don't believe in that, right? So there's a lot of there's a lot of conservative Democrats too. It's just kind of
100%.
You know, if we can move everybody back towards the center and we're not so far left and we're not so far right, we can get some shit. We can get
people
some shit
were blown away as from the part of King County GOP groups, the Central Committee. People had asked me, "How did you get so close to the Hispanics?" Like in Aurora, I'm like, well, first of all, I don't call them the Hispanics.
You didn't buy them tacos?
No, not at all. That's what Aaron does. But I literally said,
"Did
you guys?"
A bad move, right?
I'm like, "Did you guys forget? Everyone, they're all Catholic." Like stop categorizing this and
buying
look
fish tacos on Friday,
right?
Now talk about the Indian American community too, because,
big time.
In Naperville, there's a huge Indian American community.
Big time.
Some
of them are in Aurora.
The funding
by
for
Fox
my
Valley.
campaign comes from them. It's really hard to get funding from them. You got to really convince them, but once they believe,
they have to trust you, and it takes time. You have to rep yourself.
But a lot of them are conservatives, but they're liberal in a lot of different ways. You know, as far as how.
Plus, they got a hard time trusting you because they're like, "He doesn't sound like us. What is going on?"
Right. So here's the thing.
I told him I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, taken off the air by the FCC.
Follow, man.
Not at all. Well, thank God we're on the internet.
So, just getting Republicans to come in and, get these communities like the Hispanics and Indian Americans over to their side, that's something we should be doing more of. But I've been doing that because naturally I have to, because I'm running a countywide race and I live in the Naperville, Plainfield area.
But as an organization,
the party should be using what I'm doing.
Correct.
Use my knowledge, use my organization, use my infrastructure.
Yes.
But and I offered that to the party and the leadership, but they just didn't take it. And then it devolved into all these fights, and whether it's Homer or this and that.
Yeah.
I'm getting deja vu.
Like, and I'm in the background, it's like a squirrel collecting nuts. I'm just going everywhere, right? I'm just going into New Lenox, Frankfort, everybody in Lockport.
It's surprising how big Will County is when you're you don't realize how big it is until you're running for something, right? It's the third biggest county in the state, but I mean it's from Frankfort, like far south, Will County to where you're at in Plainfield is probably 50 miles.
And it's exhausting. And honestly, if I were a Democrat, if they're reasonable Democrats that, and people truly on the Democrat side say, I want to vote for the best candidate. I mean, I'm never going to say that, I'm going to align with the Democrat Party because I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative. But if you want to vote for a fiscal conservative that's going to take care of your money, Mr. or Miss Democrat, come right over. You can vote for me, and I'll take care of you.
That's right. And that's the big thing, because, like, when you look at a presidential election, a ton of Democrats in Illinois voted for the current administration. A lot more than even vote in these off-season elections.
Will vote for a genuine Republican, but there are Republicans out there, and you know who you are, that keep saying, "Oh, the Republican brand is broken." You know why? Because you broke it.
Yeah, and you want it to stay broken so you can control it.
Yeah, don't switch over to Democrat just because you think your own brand is broken.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Tell me about it.
Be a good Republican.
Be a good person first.
Yeah. Be a good person. Be a good human being. If you affiliate as a Republican, demand respect from others and give others respect, whether they're Democrats or not.
I come from a time when we used to vote for people and not parties.
Correct.
So you know what I mean? Like, my grandmother was hard R, though, man. She was not coming off that at all. She lives outside of Springfield, Illinois. She was not coming off that Republican brand.
I'm with you.
Right. And a lot of people are party line like that.
And on my mom's side, they were all Democrats. So I kind of got to see it all growing up. You know what I mean? From both sides of it. And then I made my decision that they were both crazy, and now I'm a libertarian. Anyways.
My family came from the Middle East, bro. We were told, hey, you're a Democrat. Okay, go Clinton. Hey.
Wait, Clinton bombed me.
It's the same thing with the Indian American community.
10 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Say that again?
Same thing with the Indian American community.
Yeah.
They're told to vote.
So as we're getting ready to wrap up, I want to go over a few things, okay? Because we have a few minutes left, and I really want you to get a final thought out, because
absolutely.
This is a big deal race. Everything happening in Illinois, and those of you listening, I don't care who you're going to vote for. As long as you're voting, hear me on this. There's a lot at stake everywhere, at the county level, at the local level, at the state level, and you as a actual citizen need to get involved and vote. Why are you more deserving of the vote over your opponent?
Because he doesn't help people commit tax fraud.
Amen. Go ahead.
So, my job is not to disparage anybody, right? My job is to,
I'll do that for you.
You asked the question, tell people why I'm the right candidate. And honestly, it's because I want to set an example. That's what I want to do. I want to set an example for the Republican Party, because that we can be organized, we can win elections, and we can take our movement forward in a way where Republicans and Democrats will look at us with respect.
Right.
That's why I want to do this.
Yeah. Amen.
I love that, and I think because they look at it look at that shit show over there. Pritzker's is having a blast with this primary, the gubernatorial primary, because it's a shit show.
100%.
And I mean, we're accused every day of taking money from Heidner. Every day, Mr. Heidner, if you got $1 million you want to throw this way, come on with it. Because they keep accusing us of it. So
yeah, right.
And that's one thing that any candidate can do better is ask for money as much as you can. And you know what? I'm terrible at it. I don't know how I've been able to raise so much. I mean, generosity is a lot of people, but it is hard.
Well,
it's an important component.
I think,
Sandy, I see you down there. You're one of my neighbors.
Is she?
Yep. She says, thanks for doing this podcast.
Hey, our pleasure, guys. So here's the thing, guys, to keep in mind.
That's refreshing.
The election is March 17th. It's coming up. March 17th is the election. You got two candidates running on the Republican ticket. You pull a Republican ballot. Raj is one of them. It's Raj, and it might not say pie in your eye on the ballot. But
it says pie.
Does it say pie?
Yeah.
That's so sick. Raj Pai, P-I, like 3.1465, whatever. Raj Pai Pillai is one of your potential candidates. And they've heard you here today. Where do they find you? How do the voters of Will County reach out to you directly? What social media do you want them to reach you on? What's an email for your campaign that they can send you a question and get to know you?
Absolutely. So it's Raj4Treasurer.com. That's got the links to the Facebook page. It's got a phone number. You can email. So it's Raj at Raj4Treasurer.com. I open it up every day.
Sweet.
I read emails. I'll answer them.
That's great.
And even on Facebook, once you jump on it, you'll see all the cool videos that Amanda has put together on the team.
Yeah, that's great. I saw the one with the You're Not Raja. Did you see that video?
Yeah, that was great.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Raj ain't Raja or something.
It was a Motown.
It was Motown. I don't know why it went country.
Oh, it was amazing.
No, that was a good video. In fact, we'll share that video for the audience. That was comedy.
So, guys, we got to get out of here. But check this out. Next week we got something. We're not announcing.
We're not. Oh no. Well, you know what? We'll announce it within the next. When I leave here, I will make the phone call.
So I got some cool shit. So I've been reaching out to podcast guests, and I have reached out to a former CIA analyst who has been on the podcast circuit, who's going to come on and talk to us about the homeland attack that's being prepared for, be prepared in the United States by, there's about 1,000 Al-Qaeda operatives in the United States, I think. Ooh. Up to 18,000 maybe. So she's good stuff, man. Wait till you hear what she's got to say.
Dude, nice. Okay.
No, I mean, I was going to get the guy that wrote the book that said Garth Brooks is a serial killer, but I don't know if you guys like that.
For those of you in the Will County area, get your names on the show. We are getting ready to open up our doors for sponsors. Shoot us a message directly across our social media streams on YouTube as well as on Facebook. A lot easier to communicate on Facebook, I believe. So, shoot us a message. Let's get you guys on there. Raj, before we go, okay, seriously, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Because for a show that has, kept you out and kept you silent, to walk in with the testicular fortitude and strength to be ready for any question says a lot. Okay.
I appreciate it.
I have one request. Now, I'm silly, right? After the primary, if you win, can I get a video of your team going, what's your opponent's name? Carmen? Carmen? Hey, Carmen, thank you. Come again. Would you do it for me?
Oh, no. I got a better idea. Did you ever hear those, the TikToks where, somebody bought a ghetto Snoop Dogg CD at, the 7-Eleven, and he puts it in, and he's like, I'm Snoopy Dogg.
Oh, yeah,
We should get a song like that.
You got to give me one at least after you win primary.
For you, Danny, I'll do it.
My man, yes. That is called getting out there. It's going to be an absolutely great video. The young folks will call you based, which I believe is a good word. I've been told based is a good word. So
I'll do it.
This month, this month, based is a good word. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to roll out. We have a major guest. We are within hours of confirming for next week. And let me tell you something. If that guest is available, even if they're not, we might do this next week at a different time.
I'm okay with that because I think the 2:00 hour is a little bit rough for trying to get people. People are working, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So maybe we have to adjust that time, but anything we need to do to get that guest
what if we turn this into a primetime show?
I mean,
Rush Hour Drive.
You got to talk to Brian about
Rush Hour Drive from the Hive. Ladies and gentlemen.
I like that.
On the 815. Wicca Remix.
Wicca. All right, we got to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Raj Pillai, thank you so much for being with us.
Guys,
Raj
Raj
for treasurer, Raj at Raj, the number 4, treasurer.com.
You got it.
Right? And then we'll see you guys in the next one.
Deuces.
See you, bro. Peace out.